Okay, so okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Robert.
I'm Henry. Let's
Let's
talk.
talk.
I want to talk today about the father-daughter communication. Uh, sometimes it can be hard to communicate with our daughters. Uh, Many things can be happening. Um, they have a lot to deal with, and and we shouldn't take it personally. My daughter said to me many times, don't take it personal because I can't talk to you every day. And as a father who loves and is concerned for his daughter, you want to talk to her every day. You want to ask her what's going on, what are you doing today? Uh, it's different when you're you know living close to each other or under the same roof. But when your daughter's an adult and she's moved away and she's working and she's doing all these things and living her life, you want to be a part of it, right? And you are, but she doesn't always let you know that you are, so you kind of feel a little neglected and sad that you can't communicate with her every day. But I just want to share that I had a wonderful communication with my daughter last night, and we talked for a long time. And again, I think between the two of us, she likes to analyze things, process them, come to a conclusion, and then talk. You know, as just as we're older, right? And we're late baby boomer generation X, and to us it's much easier for us just to pick up a phone and call somebody, instead of having to think what we're going to say or prep a discussion. We just we just do it out of instinct. It's normal for us just to do that. And and this generation, the generation that my daughter's from, they tend to have to prepare more and analyze things and process things before they would speak. uh, they love to text more, you know and we're just like, I'm gonna pick up that phone and call that person and say, hey, what's up? I remember, not my daughter, but my nephews would say to me, I have to prepare and get psyched before I can speak to you. I'm going like, I never understood that. But that's a generational thing, right? Myself and Robert here, we want to talk to somebody, we'll pick up the phone, say, hey man, what's going on? Well, we're not going to sit there and prepare a list and analyze it and bullet points as to who what we're going to say to who, and how we're going to discuss it, and we're just going to talk. It's just going to come out of us organically, natural. That We're so different from this current generation of kids, and and that leads me back to communicating with my daughter and how sometimes I felt neglected. But it's just the way she communicates. It's the way that generation communicates, and I'm getting it. I'm understanding it now.
Is it safe to say that communication through the generations has changed dramatically?
There's no question. That's no. I mean, think about how we communicate with each other and our friends. It's normal for us just to grab the phone. I mean, we don't think about it. We just do it. Grab the phone, hit the button, and say, "Hey, what's happening?" We're not preparing a script in our mind or a topic we're going to discuss. We're just going to reach out and say hi to that person and see what happens. See, how the conversation flows organically. It flows naturally, right? We're not trying to prepare or debate what we're going to say or any of those things. And it's interesting how things have evolved, you know. But I'm just grateful that you know I had this time with her, you know, and I'm proud of her. I wanted her to know that. She's working hard. She's working two jobs, and she's doing a fantastic job. And she's telling me she's so excited about things, and
Real quick to go back on something that you said.
it's important that I tell her that, that I'm proud of her.
When you mentioned about communication, and I mentioned how it's changed dramatically from us, from Boomer and Gen X. in my opinion, the two best, greatest generations ever.
No doubt.
But in many ways, it was supposed to be made easier. Hello, technology,
That's right.
FaceTime, on your phone,
Right.
uh, computer, thousands of miles away. You couldn't do that. You could only write, you could only call
Telegram.
and telegram, but make,
Right.
letters and phone calls. And
Right.
we were on the phone. We were talking to people. We were taking time out of our day, which was maybe computer time nowadays, to talk to people we cared for and loved. And so I think your main point is to make sure you communicate with the ones that you love and understand everybody's communication language is different. Some people can communicate right off the bat. Some people need to step back, evaluate, come to a conclusion, and calmly then reapproach the situation or the topic that you were discussing. And I believe your daughter's that way.
Yeah, the whole generation's that way, and I don't want you to take it personally as a father if you have a daughter in this current generation. Now, that's just how they process, just how they that's how they communicate. It's radically different from the way we did at that age, between our parents, right, and our friends, right. We had a beef. We wanted to say something. We would just do it. We wouldn't really think that much, and we would just grab that phone and call, right. And I understand now, and you know, in a way, I guess maybe we were more emotional about communicating, and we wanted to talk right away, you know, and we would say what was on our mind, what was bothering us, whatever the case may be. We didn't try to analyze it or filter it or try and quantify it in some particular way. It's just who we are. It's just the way we are, our generations. So I'm happy that I was able to have that a conversation with her, and I'm proud of her, and I just wanted her to know that through this medium. And if you're a father and you have a daughter in her early 20s or however old they are, you know, try and understand them a little better. If you don't always communicate, don't feel or take it personal. All right. Thanks for listening.
Awesome stuff.